What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my fellow Scorpio Sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of October 23rd and November 21st, then this reading is for you. We're going to be doing a month ahead look at May for all Scorpio Sun signs, and this is going to be an 8-card spread that's going to look at the past, present, and future energies, what you should hold on to for May, what you should let go of, obstacles that are going to be in your way, the people around you, and the biggest lesson that you're going to learn for the month of May. Keep in mind, this is a general overall spread for Scorpio Sun signs, so not everything is going to apply to you, and it's going to apply to you in many different ways. But if you want a more specific reading tailored just for you, where I tap into your energy, then head on over to my Etsy store. The link is in the description, and you can check out all the different spreads I've got over there and get a reading just for you. So we're going to be using the Llewellyn Classic Tarot deck for this reading today. And if you would please just give me a moment to collect my thoughts here, center myself, and ask the tarot cards a question. What can Scorpio Sun signs expect for the month of May? I like to shuffle a lot, so just give me a second here. I just go until my intuition says stop. Alright, that'll do it. Let me cut the deck. And this is an 8-card spread. Alright, very interesting. We've only have one major arcana, and that's what we're going through right now. So, looks like everything is pretty much under control as far as, outside influences affecting us. So everything is in your control right now, Scorpio friends. We don't have any major arcana here, really. So let's look at these cards individually and see what the overall picture they paint is. This first card here represents the energies of last month, which is April. And we're looking at the King of Wands here. I'm getting the sense that in April, Scorpio, you kind of took on a leadership role. If not specifically a leadership role, then you kind of were a beacon of how can I put this? Not like a beacon of light, but people were looking up to you in the month of April. People were seeing you as someone who was accomplished, able to get things done. And I think April was kind of a busy month for a lot of you. You're putting out a lot of energy into this world, trying to get what you want, and you did it so from a very calculated position. You did what had to be done and what you felt needed to be done. So I get the feeling that there was a lot of energy put into achieving your goals last month, in the month of April, as well as people looking up to you as a result of that, probably as a result of you putting so much work into your life. People take notice of that, and they kind of look up to you because you're kind of like an enigma. How could this guy work so hard? You know what I mean? I get the feeling that, I am a Scorpio Sun sign myself, so, sometimes we can obsess about things and we throw ourselves into a certain task and we just do it, and then don't, think about anything else. We get obsessive with it, I think, for the most part. So, yeah, April seemed like a busy month, a time for you to really put in a lot of effort into achieving your goals, which moves us to this card here, which represents the present energies, and we have the Magician. So I'm getting the feeling that now is a time for creation. Now is a really good time for us to focus on manifesting, focus on creating, focus on manifesting in the spiritual realm, and also as well as the physical realm. So now is the time that a lot of us are setting our sights on the future and thinking about what the future we want, and thinking about how to get that future and bring it into existence. So we're using our magic, and whatever that means for you. If you take magic to mean the literal sense of magic, or if you mean just the special part of you that is unique and is able to create something out of nothing, I think now's the time that the creation process is really undergoing a rejuvenation. Right? I hate to speak about it in broad terms, but like I said, this is a general overall reading, so it's going to apply differently to a lot of you. So think about how this card applies to your life and how you're being creative at this time right now, and how you're starting to put the cogs in motion to move towards a new future, one that is kind of more hopeful and full of the things that you want. Interesting, okay? This card here represents the energies of next month. So this is the month of May, and we have the Four of Pentacles. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of us in the month of May, we're going to turn to financial concerns. We're going to start thinking more about money. At this time right now, we're thinking about the logistics of creation. But as we move into the next month, we're going to start thinking about the physical things in this world that are necessary to create that physical thing. In order to create money, we have to put action into the world. We have to have thoughts and emotions, but we also have to have physical things around us to help us create more physical things. And I think in the month of May, we're gonna start to see kind of maybe an overemphasis on finances a little bit. So I think a lot of us might either we have so much finances that we don't want to spend it because we want to get more of it, or some of us may have so little finances that we're holding on too tightly to it and unwilling to share and help others with it. So I get the feeling that whichever camp you're in, I think that both of these aspects are a little bit negative insofar as much as that it's a undue importance on money. We're going to place a little bit too much importance on money in the month of May for some of you, and that's something to think about as we move forward into this next month. This card here represents what to hold on to in the month of May. We've got the Three of Cups. This card is telling us that we need to spend as much time with friends as we can stomach. This, not just friends, but, family members, loved ones. This card is saying that, sometimes we can get so sidetracked with life that we kind of forget the people around us, and we forget the importance they have in our life and how much joy they bring us. So in order to not lose sight of that, it's important that we spend time with those that we love and those that we care about and those that we enjoy spending time with, so that they feel like they're appreciated. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Scorpios, like I said, we get so obsessive about things, we kind of tune out the rest of the world while we're obsessed with that one thing, and that could include friendships. And people might start to think that we don't care about them when we really do. We're just sidetracked. We're just focused. We're highly focused people, I feel like, Scorpio. So don't make your friends think about what your motivations are. Let them know and spend time with them and be grateful for having them in your life, and tell them as much so that they know, because a lot of times we can send mixed signals. This is going to be the biggest hurdle that we're going to face in the month of May. We've got the Three of Swords. Usually, this is about heartbreak, this card. A romantic heartbreak, generally. Of course, there's no general meanings in tarot, but I'm getting a little bit more of a sense of self-heartbreak, that we've let ourselves down. So if maybe for some of you this could mean that there's going to be trouble relationship-wise, and your significant other may start an argument, so you might even break up, or whatever could happen, whatever heartbreak means for you. But I think for some of us, for some Scorpios, this is going to be an internal struggle with ourselves, where we tried to do something, we tried to create, we tried to manifest the reality that we want, and it doesn't work out exactly the way we envisioned, so we kind of get down on ourselves. And so I think that's going to be a hurdle in the month of May. Being let down is the vibe I'm getting from this card a little bit. So that's going to be a struggle for us. Not everything's going to work out the way we hope and we want, and it's important to realize that things are happening the way that they're supposed to happen, and sometimes the way they're supposed to happen is not in alignment with the way that we think they should happen. And living with that is the difficult thing for a lot of people, and I think that's something we're gonna have to struggle with in the month of May, is allowing what is rather than hoping to get what we want, basically. This card here represents what to let go of in the month of May. We have another Pentacles. This is the 9 of Pentacles. Yes, we have to let go of the feeling that we need a lot of pentacle energy. And what that means is, think of the pentacles as physical things that you can touch, taste, smell. You know what I mean? So for a lot of us, it's going to be money. It's going to be a career or a house or a job or a car or clothes or whatever you collect. You know, I think this card is telling us to get rid of, stop placing so much emphasis on these things. We need to let go of the idea that in order to be happy, we have to have a lot of stuff. And, you know, that's so easy to say, but when you think about it, you know, that's pretty much what's propelling a lot of us, is the acquisition of stuff. And that's what our lives have become. And this card is telling you that that is something that you need to let go of in the month of May. We all do. We need to stop thinking that happiness comes from possessions and it comes from acquiring things, and realize that happiness comes from within, and it comes from spending time with our friends and our family, and from creation, and from being a leader. So, yes, let go of that pentacle energy seems to be a theme occurring here in the month of May. Oh, more Pentacles. This card here represents the people around us. And it's the 6 of Pentacles. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of people are going to be asking us for help and for favors in the month of May. I think a lot of people are going to depend on you. They're going to ask you to do this, to do that. And I think there's going to be a lot of demands placed on us, Scorpios. But this could also mean that the shoe is on the other foot, and we're going to be the ones needing help from others. So an important thing to remember about this card is to give what you hope to receive and ask what you would expect to give. And if you live by that kind of rule, I think everything will be evened out, and you know, you'll always give as much as you get. So whether you're in the giving or the receiving end of this card, I think it's important to be generous and be humble at the same time. I'm getting more of a sense of people asking us for stuff, for favors, for help. And so the month of May, you may see people depending on you and asking you for things a little bit. And, you know, use this as an opportunity to help. A lot of people will see that as a burden, but I see it as a chance to help people, a chance to put good energy out into the world. So, you know, use that opportunity if people do ask you for help to really shine and really help them. And you might find some more friends, a tighter bonding between friends because of it. This last card here represents the biggest lesson that Scorpios have to learn in the month of May, and it is... Oh, 10 of Cups. Oh, beautiful. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's one of the happiest. It's about emotional fulfillment. Yes, I think our biggest lesson here in the month of May is to remember to be happy. To remember that the ultimate goal is happiness. It seems like some of us are going to be detoured on that rat race trying to get stuff, and we're going to be hoping to acquire stuff so that we can be happy. But I think this card here is telling us that the biggest lesson that we're going to have to learn is that happiness comes from within. It comes from our pleasant emotions. It comes from our ties with friends and family. And that pentacle energy is doesn't really play a part in happiness. I mean, it does play a part, but it's not as large of a part as we think. So this card is telling us to remain focused on what is important this month of May. What is important is good feelings, is creative manifestation, it's giving to others, and that's what's going to bring this emotional stability. Is what's going to bring pure happiness to your life, not the quest for more money. And so that's kind of the gist of what I'm getting with that card. Let's do a quick overview here, see if we can get an overall picture. So I get this feeling that in April that a lot of you were just putting in the work. You were being a leader, and you were getting things done. You know, putting a lot of effort into your dreams and your hopes and your careers and all that sort of thing. But now we're moving into a time of creation. I think a lot of you are probably thinking about the future and thinking about what you want to make. And now's a great time to just really be clear with yourself about what do you want your future to look like, so that when you are creating based on that, you're doing it in a very concise, very conscious way rather than being unconscious about it. because now's the time to really think about creation for Scorpio sun signs. Moving into May, I get the feeling that we're going to be kind of drawn back into the physical world, and we're going to be kind of miserly, you know, trying to hold on to what we got because we're afraid to lose it. You look at this guy. He doesn't want to lose his money. He's really holding on to it tightly, and I think that's something that we're going to have to let go of, as we'll see over there. And what to hold on to is friendship. That's what's going to be important today. Emotional support from friends and family. And yeah, this is not just friends. I mean, this is family as well. Whoever you spend a lot of time with and you derive happiness from spending time with, those are the people that this card is asking you to really hold on to and keep dear and show your appreciation and gratitude for. The biggest hurdle is going to be some sort of betrayal or disappointment. Something's not going to work out the way you thought it would in the month of May for most of us, and it's very important to look at that positively and see what we can learn from it, rather than to allow these swords to penetrate our hearts and really make us jaded and sad and depressed, and we don't want that, okay? So if something doesn't work out for you in the month of May, don't freak out. Just know that it wasn't supposed to work out at that time, and if it was meant to work out, it will eventually. It might work out in a different way. So if that's a relationship, or again, I got the feeling that this has something to do with us internally, and something about us may have disappointed us. So something inside you might disappoint yourself in the month of May. So don't get discouraged. Know that anything can be fixed with time, and things will be fixed if you believe they will be. This card here represents what to let go of, and again, it's the idea that happiness comes from money, and it comes from possessions, and it comes from people looking up to us because of those things. And this card is asking us to remember this, and this is far more important than that as far as attaining happiness. So yeah, it's important to be safe and secure in this world and have the things you need so that you're not exposed to the elements, so to speak. But at the same time, if you place too much importance on that sort of thing, then it's gonna bite ya. It's gonna sting you like a scorpion. You know what I'm saying? So the people around you in the month of May, they're likely to be having their hands out. They're gonna look up for you for help, and they see you as a leader. So a lot of people are going to be asking you for help because they see you as just such a enigmatic figure. They see you as all put together. You have all the answers. You know what to do. So they're going to be looking to you for help, and this help's going to it's not going to just be financial. I mean, they're going to look for your time. They're going to look for your knowledge, or even for your energy on a more subconscious level. So be willing to give. See this as an opportunity to give, and if the shoe is on the other foot and you're the one who needs help, be humble about it, and be grateful for any help that you do get. And the last card, the biggest lesson that we have to learn is that happiness comes from emotional happiness. These pentacles aren't going to make you as happy as these cups, which represent happy emotions. So, turn to family, turn to friends in the month of May, rather than turning to work. I think that's going to be very beneficial for all of us to remember, especially in the month of May, as this spread suggests. So, that is my overview. Remember, this is a general reading. If you want a specific reading just for you, head on over to my Etsy store, where I tap into your specific energies for a reading just for you. Alright, I hope you guys got something out of this spread. If you did, leave a like down below. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have something to say about it. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Until the next time, happy taroting. Peace.